All right, well, I'm here with two new friends, Julie and Mark. Thank you so much for letting us catch up with you today. I really appreciate it and your hospitality. Now, our story is we met at Hangar O, so I meet a lot of our customers there. But particularly you guys, I actually invaded your campsite, so I'm sorry about that.
No, it was good.
But it was a lot of fun.
It was.
Got to know you guys a little bit. And now I'm here in your property in Victoria, so thank you very much. We feel really welcome. You've done a great job of that. Appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
So one of the things we want to do today was get to know you guys a bit better and your journey with Zone RV. So my question, first of all, would be like, what got you into adventure living, sort of going out, caravanning, touring, now camping?
I suppose our version of going away was camping. We travelled a lot overseas, didn't hotel it, we camped and went on African trucks and things, so it's always been something that we've
like you're adventurous sort of people. I know, Mark, you've travelled a fair bit as well. That's sort of how you guys connected. Travelling.
We did. So we've done the whole backpack, tent, camper trailer, expander.
Yeah, wow.
And now we're here.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. But it's that cool passion I think we all share, is some sort of adventure, hey, and getting out there in nature and doing it. You live on a couple acres, so you've got a beautiful little piece of paradise here, but basically for you guys, that journey, I suppose, even in life, has led you to a place of getting into a hybrid. What sort of made you do that, not like traditional, like a lot of people get into a van at your ages? Like, you still love that bit more, getting away from the crowds?
Yeah, I think what drew us more to the hybrid version was that it wasn't so big to tow. Gave me the option of being able to tow it.
Which you have?
Yeah, I have, which is much easier. I don't have to have the big mirrors and takes the stress off Mark doing all of that. The living outside, we never cooked inside in anything that we've ever had. So that sort of suited us. Yeah,
and you guys, I know now, have a son and two daughters, so you've got a family and you guys have done a lot of that. They're obviously a little bit less involved with camping with you, but they still could come.
Oh yeah,
they could. Preferably not, but they could.
You're stopping that?
They'll swag.
They'll swag it if they need to join.
Yeah.
But the nice thing too, you've coupled it with your 300 series, which is nice. Was there much that you had to do, Mark, to make that ready for your expo?
I think whatever van you have, you do so much to it anyway. It's the standard stuff really. I mean, obviously bar, rack, brass, snorkel. We do want to sometimes leave the van and go wandering. The suspension, just to give us the height and the weight.
Capacity.
Actually, not so much the weight, just the potential weight. So we're well within anyway, but the fact of the matter is we don't have to worry about it.
Gave us options to take more if we needed to.
And you got such a nice setup there and you haven't gone overboard, but it's just really well appointed, and we've moved it around today, so that's a nice car to move and drive. The 300 series works really well with these, so you can get maximum turning circle, like as tight as you can turn that, you can take this, and we backed it through some pretty cool spots today. So again, it reminded me of how manoeuvrable it is. So just a couple of key features. Is there something that you really appreciate, Julie, for you? Like, what's one of your favourite things about the expo?
I love the outdoor kitchen and having the little fridge beside. So we've stopped, like on roadside, we pulled into a car park and just backed in and then just made up lunch without popping the top or anything. That was brilliant.
Easy to do.
I love the Ogo toilet.
so
No cassettes.
composting.
Because that was my job, so I'm happy now.
Well done. Yeah, that is a big change, and scares people. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but there's a lot of people in the industry that get all nervous about changing to composting toilets. We've done it for a long time and they work really well.
Fantastic, So
very simple.
Absolutely, so much better than taking out a cassette. Just so much easier. No smell. I couldn't believe there was no smell there. There's no smell. It's very good.
It's good. Mark, for you, was there anything particularly that you needed, that you wanted on this, that made it stand out?
For me, I'm a Sparky. I just love the solar, the power, the fact I don't have to plug in anywhere. It just recharges itself day on, day out. No problems.
It's a big difference.
We could be out 2 or 3 weeks power wise. I think water's now the restriction. Whereas power is not an issue anymore. Which is great. and cooking, induction, everything. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's a big change. And one of the whole reasons we built this package and to get into a hybrid was actually that if you really went remote and you wanted to go where others couldn't, we still wanted to have the luxuries.
Yeah.
So we've tried to, as best we can, put as much of that in here. So that's why you have a separate shower, separate toilet. We felt like those were things people like yourselves would want.
Yeah.
Our experience when we're testing a lot of those other things, you can do it, but it's a compromise.
Yeah.
So getting things wet when they should be dry, it's challenging.
Yeah.
But to fit it all in that package is a challenge as well. So having the internal fridge, the external, we just thought it was so much easier. Like you said, you pull up, do roadside stops.
Yeah.
And that came from us traveling with mates with hybrids where they could just pull up. But a lot of them you had to pull a lot of things out. And we just wanted to make sure if it came and rained out, we can just shut that, keep rolling.
Yeah.
Well, even just the shade.
Yeah, like just instant shade.
Yeah.
So it works well.
Yeah.
You're all set up, disc brakes and that. I'm not sure if you towed a dual axle trailer before or
No, singles. Oh, sorry, we've got a boat, which is dual
with
axle.
dual axle.
But definitely was the way I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Just safety in numbers.
Yeah, just easier with that. Disc brakes work really well.
Fantastic.
Unleashed suspension for people, it makes a big difference as well. You guys have got the latest protection pack, so that works really well. Electric jack, I'm sure you're enjoying that.
Yeah, that's great.
That makes life easier, less
absolutely,
arguments.
yeah.
I'm not sure who backs it on or who commands the backing on.
What's the sort of joint? There's no, it's not hard anymore, is it?
No.
We've got the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
It's just so easy.
So it makes it pretty simple
absolutely.
to do.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is with pack up, one of the things we didn't want was really anything that touches the ground. So other than your tyres, obviously, there's really nothing, unless you put a mat out, nothing else touches the ground. So that's why your roof is just that one touch, electric. We just wanted that, you didn't have to really do anything. But for a hybrid setup, it was as quick and as easy as we could make it. Now, this one you had the latest 5 metre awning, so we did a 4.5 at first, but we found with feedback didn't quite give you enough coverage over the fridge. We felt the door originally would, but now that actually takes the water off of there. So barbecues, we always on all of our vans have them outside. You will see some people do have them on the inside under things, but you do find they'll get fat and things up greasy up top. So.
No, that worked really well.
That's,
Yeah.
Used it, so,
good.
And one thing with the Expo too, good on fuel, because it's so, the way we made it and 3D printed that mould, we really thought a lot about how do we make the body not too long, but give us enough nose cone there to put things away, and you've got it pretty full of some cool stuff in there, mate.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get a few more bits in there as well. So,
for sure. And I noticed in yours too, like you've got water tank, you've got already, like you said before, I think a Expo basically is 300 litres of water. You've got your extra 70 there if you need it. You've actually got a massive, is that your tool chest?
Yeah, well, I've got a couple of those, so just to probably keep things together. And pull out as we need. So, and Jules is, summer clothes and winter clothes maybe.
So. Fair enough. But that's cool. Hey, where do you see you guys going in your Expo? Like, where's sort of your dream trips? I know you guys haven't quite shut the door on the working career, but you're getting closer to that. What's sort of the plan or the vision for that?
I think our dream trip would be doing another trip around Australia. We'd love to go up Cape York with this. Loved watching your videos and thinking we could do that. The deserts, love to do the Simpson. We did a lot of Western Australia, didn't we? When we just had a car, it'd be great to do it with a van.
Yeah, definitely for me, Pilbara and Kimberley is a big target. Desert trips. I want to go Flinders Ranges sooner more than later, I think. So we'll be doing shorter trips, I think, in this coming year, and then after that, they just get longer. Yeah,
because for you guys to get to Flinders from here, just a few hours.
Well, it's a while.
About 7, I think.
About 7 hours, So in Queensland, that's pretty short, just trip down the road. But 7 hours isn't a bad run, and that's an area too. I've never been to the Flinders. I'm going to the Flinders next year, so can't wait to do that. So maybe there's an opportunity we can catch up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to do that. But as part of your experience and that, one of the cool things too, I think, joining the Zone community is getting to know people. And it's something like, I'll just say it again now, you've treated me like, you know, your family. So I really appreciate it, and I don't take that lightly. The fact that you know, fed us, watered us, put us up, allowed us to film here, catch up with yourselves. I've met your family. I think that's what's really unique about what we do. I really appreciate that, and it's something as I've travelled more and got to know more people, it's just amazing in Australia the opportunity we have like that. And camping, and that brings us together, or the love of nature, whatever you want to call it. I think that's a really cool thing that, you know, doesn't divide us. It brings us together as people, and Victoria for me does it really well. I spent a fair bit of time in the high country. I really like, for a Queenslander, it's just so nice to come down here and see that alpine areas. And also the camping places. But one of the last questions I'll ask you, like maintenance wise and stuff like that, is there much like you feel like you've got to get on top of for this thing, Mark? Or
I don't, well, it's early days, but I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, from the power point of view, it tells you everything, what's going on, so you can monitor it. Other than that, I mean, it obviously gets serviced. I would always do the minimal, the required checks, wheels and all that. But I don't think there's anything. The fact that it's a composite material means we don't really lose screws and all this sort of stuff. So I think it should be good.
I think the biggest things is just for people to look at, and I'm not sure whether you fully have looked through it yet, but your knowledge base. So just any of those codes, if you click on them, they'll actually answer a lot of questions. If you don't find what you need on there, you can actually write a suggestion that you want that answer, and our guys in the background will go and find that, and then it gets put up for everybody. So it's something we're trying to do better. And one of the reasons we went for these systems is they all share the same across the entire zone range of all the same products, the same induction cookers, the same electrical system, the same, you know, components on the suspension, jacks, everything are the same. So our guys then are talking to you guys, they know that product, it's not something different, and generally most of the vans now are all very similar, so it's not a unique case that they're talking to you about. So hopefully from a service point of view, you have a really good experience with that, and that's something we're working pretty hard in the background to, yeah, it's great to have all this, it's all brand new, but it's when you get out there and things do happen, or someone runs into you, or whatever it happens, you just want to know that there's someone there can help you, you know, finish off your trip or enjoy your travels. And that's one of the biggest things we've experienced, is trying to make that a better proposition for everybody. All right, we talked a little bit earlier, Mark, but if you could just give us a bit more of an insight. So basically you went the Lovell suspension upgrade. What did you sort of go to, mate?
4200 it was, and so it would give us an extra 700 kilos. So seems to be the, when you do the homework,
that was the way to go for you.
Exactly,
awesome. So, and that's been good. Like, and did that change your ride? Obviously, it changed a bit of your ride height.
Yeah, and I've got airbags, so because we tow a boat as well as a van, I can set the levels to suit whichever one we want.
You've got on the back.
Yeah, that's right. So that makes it easy.
Towing wise, you found that pretty good, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, you came to Queensland and grabbed
it. That's right. We had a few problems with the Queensland roads with the concrete initially. Settings too high, but once we wound them down, we were a lot better.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was good. Anything else you're going to do to this rig? I mean, you've got your base rack up top, nice ARB ball bar.
We'll probably put some lights on it, but and we'll do a draw sort of setup. We're thinking of potentially putting bikes in the car. So that just for security and taking off in the car and leaving the van.
Good friend of ours, he's got his bikes in the back, and now most of our friend group are doing the same, because at least you've got them. What we've learned too is when you go somewhere, you actually may not always ride off from your campsite. So obviously you can take them there with you, go and do your ride and come home, and often some of the mountain stuff. So I think that's a really good idea, and nobody sort of messes with them in your car.
And because it's only two of us and we're keeping the kids out, that's a good option.
That's okay. That's what Terry and Donna, our friends, have done. They carry theirs in theirs. It works really well. Both e-bikes. I'm not sure if you're on e-bikes or normal bikes.
Well, I probably have a proper one, and Jules will have the e-bike, I think.
Cool. Can see that, how it's working. Well done. But anyway, really, again, appreciate showing us around, showing us your gear. It's so nice, and thanks very much for today, mate. Appreciate it.
Always welcome.
Thank you.